My dad used to say, only thing after one is two. Only thing after two is three. I don't know how many times this guy's going to do this before they realize he is not. And he has told them basketball is not primary to him. And these people, this is where I keep saying we get enamored with talent that we don't look at the facts.
On today's Wind Up Wednesday edition of the Odd Coaches Podcast, Dr. Adams and Coach Francis discuss NBA free agency as well as WNBA news and notes. Welcome to today's show. The Odd Coaches Podcast is sponsored by the CKA Save Project. The CKA Save Project is an industry leader in providing student-athlete academic and athletic support. From assessing student-athletes' academic and athletic skills to measuring and monitoring student-athlete academic progress to improving student-athlete time management and organizational skills, the CKA Save Project provides wraparound services for student-athletes from middle school through college. For more information, visit us on the web at www.ckasaveproject.org or schedule a free consultation with Dr. Keith Adams by emailing cka@ckasaveproject.org.
Greetings and salutations and welcome to the Odd Coaches Podcast. I am your host, Dr. Keith Adams, and with me today is my tag team partner, staying with the women for the WNBA season, the Angelina Love to my Velvet Sky and the beautiful people in TNA. Mike, I'm sure you did not watch Total Nonstop Action. The icon, the showstopper, the main event, and the reason why we are here, Coach Mike Francis. And Coach, a lot to talk about, man. So how you doing?
I'm doing well. Thank you. How about you?
Oh, I'm going to be great when I tag this off to you. So in segment one of this Wind Up Wednesday edition, we're just going to throw some topics out to my partner and just let him go. So first of all, Kevin Durant. Usually fans, I give Mike all kinds of bullet points, different things to look at and so forth. But, man, we've been following Kevin Durant. And Mike has had some strong opinions all year as well as myself. But Kevin Durant recently reportedly asked for a trade from the Nets. There's a lot of KD slander out there, and I quite frankly don't know why everybody's mad at KD. But, Mike, I'm going to give you the floor, sir. Give me your thoughts about Kevin Durant.
I don't understand why everybody's so angry because he's trying to find somewhere to play or whatever it is. You know, teams he's going through. The man had a complete failure in New Jersey. I understand that. Not to his – he had nothing to do with that. He thought the guy, Kyrie, who I've been telling y'all about for years, they ain't changed.
No.
You know, he's a likable person, I'm sure, off the floor. Guys like hanging with him or whatever, but he's a disaster when it comes to the sport. But so it didn't work. So now he's looking to get traded. Like, I just go back. I tweeted too. I go back and look. I remember the press conference. We don't need a coach. Yada, yada. Now he beefing with the coach. Like, it's crazy. And Kevin Durant is one of the best scorers in NBA history.
History.
Yes, history. Not just now. In history, he can put it in the hole. He's a good guy, but he's not that. I think people take his kindness for a weakness. But I think he's a great scorer, and I would love to have him on my team.
Well, you kind of bled into it, so I'm going to combine Kevin and Kyrie and then get your reaction on the other side. One, I don't blame Kevin Durant for wanting to leave. I work for the school system. I don't work for the school. The school system pays my check, not the individual school. So for me, I have moved from school to school for various reasons and still maintain relationships and so forth. Kevin Durant signed up for something, and he didn't get what he wanted. Remember, the first year he was rehabbing from an injury. So, I mean, he did his work. He rehabbed, came back, all-star level play, and if his foot wasn't so big, they might have won the series. Okay. Yeah. Kyrie, on the other hand, I've got a problem, not with Kyrie, but I got a problem with the Brooklyn Nets. I taught psychology for a lot of years, and one of the things kids used to get mad about is when the boyfriends and the girlfriends cheated, whatever cheating is in middle school and high school. And I said, so when you met the person, whoever it was, were they with somebody? Yes. Did they leave that person to go with you? Yes. And then they left you to go with somebody else? Yes. So what behavior changed? There's nothing that changed. So if you paid attention at Duke, for whatever reason, he didn't play a lot of games there.
Okay? No, everywhere he go.
If you paid attention to Cleveland, won a title and then shortly left. If you pay attention to Boston, it didn't work there. So now Brooklyn brought him in thinking that he was going to change, which he wasn't. So agree or disagree with the mandate for vaccination. He made a choice, which is his right. And you, as an organization, made a choice to say, we're not playing these games. We're going to stand, and he's not going to do this and that. And then you folded. So now he's got the option to get $37.4 million or whatever it is. I'm not turning that down. So as much as Kyrie frustrates me, as much as Kyrie irritates me, you knew who he was when you got him. So I am never mad at the employee. You only do what you're allowed to do. And he was allowed to do some very damaging things. So, Coach Francis, after my diatribe about Kyrie, any final thoughts before we move on to more foolishness?
My dad used to say, only thing after one is two. Only thing after two is three. I don't know how many times this guy's going to do this before they realize he is not. And he has told them basketball is not primary to him. And these people, this is where I keep saying we get enamored with talent that we don't look at the facts.
Yeah, he's talented.
Yeah, but he dribbles you into a fog.
Yes.
His ball handlers put you in, hypnotize you. He's like a hypnotist. And then next thing you know, it's a circus when they walk off the court. And I don't do circuses. So.
All right. Well, I hate the offseason. Fans of the show are starting to understand that as we are in year 2 now. So you're seeing what I'm hating. Charlotte Hornets forward Miles Bridges was arrested last week. The LAPD did not release detail of the charges, but TMZ, who is right more than they're wrong, has reported that Bridges is facing felony domestic violence charges. The Charlotte Hornets released a statement saying that they are aware of the situation involving Miles Bridges, and we are in the process of gathering information. Bridges was the Hornets' leading scorer last year and is set to become a restricted free agent and could command a max contract. The news came on the eve of free agency. And then, Mike, I don't know if you knew this or not, but the wife or the mother, I don't know their whole situation, released pictures on the net as well as video. This is not a good look. And Miles should listen to our episode where we give advice from Tony Dungy. But 1, did you see this story? And 2, any thoughts, sir?
I saw the story. It was sad. I saw the video and the pictures. As a matter of fact, I picked my phone up, boom, hit Twitter, I think it was, and the pictures was there. It's definitely saddening pictures. I don't really want to go too much in because I don't know what happened. You know how it is. It's just a sad situation, especially now. It seems like almost every year in the off season, there's an athlete who's in trouble of some kind or some kind of domestic dispute, and it's really a bad look for all of us, everyone involved. You know, spouses, everything.
Now we'll dig into personnel in segment 2, but quick hitter, you signing them, or are you gonna hold off?
I think I'm going to hold off.
He's a restricted free agent. Okay.
I'm going to hold off. I'm not going I don't think I'm going to sign him after what, with all this going on. And out of respect for the court system and, whatever happened, he has to deal with that. He made that bed. He got to lay in it, right?
All right. So as we move on, what's his role now? 4-time All-Star. And I didn't even know he was a 4-time All-Star. Kemba Walker and the Detroit Pistons are finalizing a contract buyout, and it may have already been done by the time this airs. Walker is 32 and on an expiring $9.2 million salary this coming season. What's Kemba Walker's role, man, if you're a GM? Do you want him or you're just going to pass? What are you thinking?
Depends on what team I have. Like if I'm the Pistons, I think Pistons should sign him. You know, why wouldn't you sign him with the Pistons? Who else is there?
Didn't they get not only Cade Cunningham, but they got a point guard in the draft? Cade had a great rookie year, so they're going young.
And they're better than Kimba.
Apparently, because they let the guy go. So, all right. And then the last part of this first segment.
No rookie better than Kimba Walker, bro.
Well, you remember a lot of injuries and, age is not kind. So, but pay attention. The most coveted NBA draft prospect in the world is on the move. Victor Wembanyama is ranked number 1 in the 2023 ESPN mock draft. He opted out of his contract with ASVEL Villeurbanne in France, if I'm not mistaken, and he's moved to another team. So, Mike, this kid is 7'3". He's 18 with a 7'9" wingspan and a 9'7" standing reach, and NBA executives are salivating. He was named the French LBN Pro A Best Young Player 2 years in a row, so he's playing against good talent. Team and leagues from around the globe have pursued him, including the G League Ignite, the Australian NBL, Real Madrid, Barcelona, Paris Basket, and many others. He was coached by longtime French national coach Vincent Collet. He's won several titles in France. This guy seems like he's the real deal. So we want you to pay attention to him, Mike. Any thoughts on the European guys similar to Luka and Jokic?
No, don't do that. Don't do that.
The path. Talking about
We'll see him when he get here. Okay. We wait on his ass when he get here. We'll see when he come and step in that lane and somebody put a forearm in his chest. We'll see what he got there. He might be looking for the first thing, smoking back over them waters.
Woo. All right. So with that, fans, we'll be right back after a brief break on the Odd Coaches podcast. First thing smoking.
There is an old business adage that says, what gets measured and monitored gets done. It is also fact that deadlines spur action. That is what the CKA Save Project's academic monitoring service can do for student athletes. Measure and monitor their academic progress to improve their grades. Our academic monitoring services provide ongoing academic support for student athletes for a designated period of time. Our academic success coaches work with student athletes on time management and organizational skills, along with improving their ability to self-advocate. Every few weeks, our academic success coaches meet with student athletes to assess their academic progress, as well as provide ongoing academic advising. If needed, student athletes have access to CKA Learning Specialists who provide virtual core subject academic support for student athletes. For more information, visit us on the web at www.ckasaveproject.org or schedule a free virtual consultation with Dr. Keith Adams by email at cka@ckasaveproject.org.
Welcome back to the Odd Coaches podcast. In segment 2, it's all about free agent moves, man. So the wraparound thoughts in this segment are do moves make a difference? So let's talk about the Atlanta Hawks. The Hawks traded Danilo Gallinari and 3 first-round picks to San Antonio for DeJounte Murray. So now they got him, Trae Young in the backcourt, 2 20-point scores. What are you thinking, man? Are the Hawks ready to make that move?
You got your pen with you, man. Write this down. Just write that trade down. Just write it down. We revisit that. Ain't gonna make no difference in the East. Who they gonna beat?
Well, they could beat Brooklyn now.
Who can't? That's already been proven. But can they beat Boston or Miami? No. So let's move on.
Okay. Boston. The Celtics are acquiring Malcolm Brogdon from Indiana for Daniel Theis, Aaron Naismith, Malik Fitz, Nick Stauskas, Jawan Morgan, and a 2023 first-round pick. They keep telling me, folks, that this dude is going to be the point guard that Marcus Smart isn't, and they didn't lose Marcus Smart to get him. What do you think about this move for Boston, sir? Does this put them over the hump?
I don't think it puts them over the hump. I think they were already there to begin with. They didn't make shots. They didn't make shots the second half. So, I mean, you can add, unless you adding someone who's going to make more shots, that's it. But everything else they already had in place.
Okay.
So, yeah, they just got to make shots, I think. It comes down to making shots. And if this guy can give Tatum a break or Brown a break, make them a little deeper, that would be the only other thing I could see, because Golden State kind of, that second half, they ran them off the floor. So
Can either Tatum or Brown play 4? Because you can get Brogdon, Smart, Tatum, Brown out on the court with Robert Williams and just run all around the court. I'm talking out loud with you.
Yeah, and be sort of like Golden State. But the thing is, would they want to play that brand of basketball? That's the point. These guys are more of the ISO one-on-one kind of dribble, step back through the legs, behind the bag, in and out, slide dribble, shot. That's it.
Chicago Bulls. I do not want to be disrespectful, but Zach LaVine has agreed to a 5-year, $215 million max contract, and go Clutch Sports, because those guys are signing all over the place. Is Zach LaVine that dude, man? I gotta ask.
He is okay. I've never been sold on. I don't know, man. I guess I'm a little tougher. I don't know. Maybe I think because people say they're good don't mean they're good. I need to see the work.
215, man.
I need to see the work.
215
from
the Bulls.
4.
Like,
I said from. I mean 4.
Yeah, that's all right. But
4 to be average. Like when people are getting so much money in the NBA for not being successful, it's ridiculous.
Okay. All right. So Ricky Rubio, and this is Cleveland. Ricky Rubio has agreed to a 3-year. Stop it. A 3-year, $18 million deal to return to Cleveland. Ricky Rubio was enjoying a resurgence with Cavs before tearing his ACL. Rubio was averaging 13 and 6. He's a good mentor to Darius Garland, and he also plays well with Kevin Love. So does this help Cleveland get into the top 6?
We can go back to last episode talking about that dude from over across the water who's supposed to be number 1, this, that, and the other. Wasn't Ricky Rubio the same thing at one point? And where he at now? Just saying, man. Stop.
Okay. Denver, after winning MVP for a second consecutive year, Denver Nuggets big man Nikola Jokic, the Joker, is rewarded with the largest contract in NBA history, 5 years, $264 million super max contract. Super max. In addition, they also picked up Bruce Brown. He agreed to a 2-year deal worth more than $13 million. So Brown was a second-round pick. Jokic was a second-round pick. Denver has evaluated talent, and they've done so well. They're going to be pretty good, man. What do you think? Can Denver make it past the second round? Long, dramatic pause.
Jokic, your MVP?
He was voted, man.
No, he's your MVP. I keep telling you, ain't playing the game with these jokers, man. These dudes trying to sell a game globally. That's all. That's why they jumping on this other dude. We're going right back to that same stuff across the water. Ain't been one foreign player outside of Sabonis, Kukoc, and Drazen Petrovic. There's not been one that's been really, really legit over here.
Luka.
That's it.
Luka.
He still ain't did nothing. What he done?
Made it to the finals.
Okay.
He's going to eat that for a long time.
Yeah, he's going to eat on it. He'll have the next big contract. Watch.
Aren't you paying Luka? You're going to pay Luka.
I'll pay Luka. I'll give you 4 now. Okay.
All right. So the Clippers, and you can't hang up on me like you did in real life. John Wall has agreed. We got a show to do. John Wall's agreed to a 2-year, $13 million contract with the Clippers. So he got a lot of money from the Rockets. So now you got playoff P, you got Kawhi, you got John Wall, and a host of others.
And you got kaput, and you got nothing.
Clippers top 3 now, right?
Everybody, just so y'all know the reason he said that to start this part, I hung up on him when he said this. Clippers gonna do what Clippers do. It's like the Knicks. They all do the same shit. I can't. I'm sorry. I know we got a show to do, but I just don't. I despise mediocrity. I despise people just doing good enough or trying to make it look good enough. I'm not good with it, and I just can't tolerate it. They're going to be horrible. Something's going to happen.
Like a 7-time All-Star.
First of all, you can't. I didn't give myself the name franchise. So this guy gives himself the name Playoff P. Ain't this shit in the playoffs? He ain't. Come on. Let's start with that. Then we're going to go to John Wall, who ain't played. Then we go to Kawhi. What, 3 seasons out?
He's a 2-time
he
champion.
He played 2 years, and you think that they're going to come back together and win something?
Steve Ballmer's not done yet, I'm sure. He's got the money. He'll play the tax. He'll pay the luxury tax.
They got fresh legs, but that's all they got. Because ain't none of them did nothing.
So we're going to move on to Memphis. Ja Morant signed his 5-year max deal. It's going to pay him $193 million over 5 years, and it could reach $231. He is going to be the face of Memphis for years to come. Are you paying Ja Morant?
Yes, paying Ja Morant.
I'm
definitely.
Ja Morant
no questions asked.
And his AAU teammate, New Orleans, Zion got his money. Okay, so now Zion is there with CJ McCullough. Was it Brandon Ingram too?
No, don't say he there. Say he signed.
So is New Orleans going to break through and be a factor in the playoff hunt? Zion's healthy now, bro. He's a transformative player. He's averaging, 20-something and double-doubles and all kinds. When he played.
Yeah, when was that?
25, 30 games he played.
Exactly. Killing. In how many years?
Okay.
Don't make me look up Basketball Reference real quick.
No, because you're going to have to convince me about the New York Knicks signing Jalen Brunson.
We can skip the Knicks. We can skip.
Not only did they sign Jalen Brunson, but they got free agent center Mitchell Robinson and gave him 4 years and $60 million.
Shout out G-Day. We need to get you on G-Day. Talk about your New York Knicks. But
man, that's a lot of money for somebody that I have to look up.
No, we ain't doing that.
All right. So Phoenix, who could trade for Kevin Durant because they got the Ayton contract, possibly. They're signing Devin Booker, 4 years, $214 million. Are you signing Booker?
Yes.
Okay. And are you trying to trade for Durant?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So 2 yeses from Coach Franchise.
Yes.
Okay. Portland, free agent center Yusuf Nurkic agreed to a 4-year, $70 million contract to stay with Portland. He played 56 games last year, averaged 15 and 11. He's 27. And they also signed Gary Payton II to a 3-year, $28 million contract. Is Dame going to make the playoffs again?
I can't believe the Payton boy went over there.
I can. Did you see what the numbers were?
Guess he got his ring, and he must not want to win anymore. I understand.
Yeah. 2 more teams left in this segment, fans. The Sacramento Kings reached a deal to acquire Kevin Huerter. Didn't he go to Maryland?
Yes.
For a 2024 protected first-round pick. Get out of here. He's that good. The Kings are sending Justin Holiday, Mo Harkless, and a top 14 protected pick for Huerter. Is he going to help Sacramento get into the playoffs?
Yeah, they'll get to the first round again.
So they'll make 7 through 10.
Possibly.
Play-in.
Possibly. They should make at least a play-in, though. They should make the play-in.
All right. And finally, the Washington Wizards. Shout out to Niche Jasmine, season ticket holder and official NBA correspondent for the Odd Coaches podcast. Bradley Beal re-signed for 5 years, $251 million. And Tim Legler said he's going to the island of irrelevancy. I mean, that was kind of harsh, but I didn't say he was lying. I just said that was kind of harsh. what's going to happen with Bradley Beal? Are the Wizards going to be top 6 or are they going to be 7 through 10?
This league is full of John Concacs right now. That's what it is. This league is full of John Concacs. Sign these multi-million-dollar deals for stuff y'all ain't even done yet, man. You should at least have to win a championship to get a big contract, man. You talking $200 million, bro. You gotta do something. Not just show up and then get hurt and then sit your ass out and then get hurt. And this ain't knocking Bradley Beal. I love Bradley Beal. All right. First of all, I love how he plays. I love his energy. I love how he goes at it. And I like him as a player. I do. And I think he's trying. But these contracts are getting a little out of hand. They're getting a little out of hand. Guys are making more money to sit and be mediocre than actually, you know what I mean? Yeah, than actually perform. I think back to everybody going crazy because Michael Jordan signed a 1-year deal for like
$33 million.
Yeah, 1 year. Man already won 4 championship. Now guys are averaging that salary. It's crazy, man.
All right, so with that, we're going to end this segment, come back, talk about the WNBA. Week in review on the Odd Coaches podcast.
The reviews are in for Dr. Keith Adams' book, Finding the Balance, My Personal Journey to Academic and Athletic Success. College professor and student-athlete academic expert Dr. Lisa Rubin said, "There is nothing out there like this book, so I do hope people will pay attention and give it a read." Former George Mason standout Fallon Campbell said, "Consider this book an opportunity to work directly with Dr. Adams, just like I did. I assure you that there will be something you can take away that will be useful to you throughout your personal journey." Ryan Waite, a recent college graduate who is a software engineer, said, "I like how the book is based on research, which makes it good for general students as well as student athletes." The book serves as both a memoir to Dr. Adams' 30-year academic and athletic career, as well as an instructional guide to assist student athletes, parents, coaches, teachers, and administrators navigate through the challenges of finding a better balance between academic and athletic success. The book includes over 15 personal stories and anecdotes from Dr. Adams, along with numerous former players and colleagues from a variety of sports and endeavors. You can order your copy at www.ckasaveproject.org. From the main page, simply click CKA Save Project Services and order the Find the Balance book. For more information, contact Dr. Keith Adams by email at cka@ckasaveproject.org.
Welcome back to segment 3 of our Wind Up Wednesday edition of the Odd Coaches podcast. Mike, the OCP top 5 is moving and fluctuating, man. So the aces in the sky, I had 1 and 2, and I had the sky at 1, and I had the aces at 1. So I'm just going to stay with the aces, but the sky, they're playing their best basketball of the season right now. I have the Connecticut Sun at 3. I have the Seattle Storm storming up the chart at 4, and the Mystics at 5. New York Liberty and the Dallas Wings are on the outside looking in. Games of the week. Saturday is All-Star Saturday night, and Sunday is the All-Star game. So we'll talk a little bit about the All-Star game shortly. We do have an update in terms of Brittany Griner. She did appear in a courtroom on Friday of last week to begin her trial. Russian prosecutors revealed their case, alleging she was in possession of, wait for it, 2 cartridges containing 0.7 grams of cannabis oil. She was taken into custody. Russian news media have repeatedly raised speculation that Griner could be swapped for Russian arms trader Viktor Bout, nicknamed the Merchant of Death, who is serving a 25-year sentence on conviction of conspiracy to kill U.S. citizens and providing aid to a terrorist organization. From day one, Mike, we said this was real. So as much as I applaud the protests, the tweets, the statements of support, the honorary All-Star game recognition, this is real. This is foreign policy. And this is political theater. And man, you gotta deal with some challenging people. And we continue to wish her the best. But as stories come up, we definitely want to follow it. Mike, I don't know if you want to go into the delves of social studies, but that's a big deal right there. And that guy is a mover. So if you make a deal with that, man, that's just you've seen Air Force One. We don't negotiate with terrorists, but yes, we do.
We do, but I doubt very seriously they negotiate that. But it is a tough one. It's very, very tough, and it's just extremely tough to see. I'm sorry to see it too. So
yes, indeed. So she's a winner. Seattle point guard Sue Bird notched her 324th career victory and became the winningest player in league history, according to ESPN. Bird announced her retirement earlier this year. She surpassed Lindsay Whalen. Bird and Whalen are the lone two players in league history to play and have at least 300 wins. And the thing is, with Bird, she's done it on one team, so that is the kicker there. Mike, you do not have these notes, but we have Team Wilson going against Team Stewart in the All-Star game, and that will be Sunday. But fans, I want to talk about the snubs, okay? Indiana Fever guard Kelsey Mitchell, 19.2 points a game, is the only player among the top 8 scorers currently in the WNBA who's not on the roster. Dallas Wings guard Alicia Gray had a great case. 6-year veteran is averaging 14 and 5. And Elena Deladon didn't make it. And Diana Taurasi didn't make it. But there has been some rumbling in the WNBA about leaning too much on the old guard and not enough promotion of the new guard, especially young women of color. So I believe that was Aja Wilson who had that commentary, and you can find, yes, it was Aja Wilson who had that commentary on social media. So let's remind you of the fans versus the players. The players were much lower on Skylar Diggins-Smith, Candace Parker, and Della Don than the fans and the media. Fans were lower on Nika Bumwale and Jaquel Jones. Who do we want to see in the game? I want to see Kelsey Plum. I want to see her. She's playing really well. I want to see Skylar Diggins-Smith. I want to see Sabrina Ionescu, and I want to see Ryan Howard. I want to see them. So the game is July 10th, 1 o'clock on ABC in Chicago. And then the day before, July 9th, 3 p.m., Skills Challenge, 3-point contest. So before we close, any final notes about the WNBA for this week, sir?
Yeah, sorry about that. They just canceled the games that just came across there. So, yeah. I want to go back to the Seattle Storm, though. I wanted to make sure I say something about that. I don't know if you saw them this week. I know we talked about them winning, but I think when it's all said and done, I see them as one of the top 2 teams in the league, just so you know. I saw
Tina Charles can do that for you.
Yeah, they put her on the elbow and just let her go to work, run the double off away from her, like while that backside action. She's a monster. She is a monster. I just had to get that in there. Sorry.
All right. So we're looking at Coach Francis's penciling in a Chicago-Seattle final, possibly. We won't hold up to that, but both teams are playing well. And the last time he said watch a team, Chicago jumped up. So we're going to keep that in mind. And on behalf of my tag team partner, Coach Mike Francis, I am Dr. Keith Adams, saying thank you for listening and or watching the Odd Coaches podcast. And we will see you on the sidelines. Till next time, take care.
We hope you enjoyed today's show. The Odd Coaches podcast drops new episodes every Tuesday through Friday on most weeks. Make sure you subscribe to the Odd Coaches podcast on Apple Music, iHeartRadio, Podbean, Spotify, and YouTube. Follow the Odd Coaches podcast on Twitter and Instagram at Odd Coaches. Follow Dr. Adams on Twitter and Instagram at CKA Save Project. In addition, follow Coach Mike Francis on Twitter and Instagram at Coach Franchise, spelled Coach Franchize. For more information about the CKA Save Project, please visit them on the web at www.ckasaveproject.org. See you next time on the Odd Coaches Podcast.